Today I'm bringing you something different. It's how to make good builds in Minecraft, but I'm not really going to be giving you specific tips on how to build better. Because there's no real way that I can just tell you something and you'll just build better. I don't think that you should see one of your old builds and think, oh, that's so terrible because look what I can do now. I think that to be a builder, you have to allow for that level of growth. Like, I could give you tips on how to build well, but anybody could give you those tips, and just giving out tips like free candy will not make you a good builder. To be a good builder, you need to actually build. To be a builder, you need to build. If you're not building, then you can't make good builds because there's no potential for you to do that. If I don't build ever again, then I won't ever make a good build because I will not have built anything. I think that being a good builder means that you put yourself out there, you make something. You have to put yourself out there as a builder and go, I've built this. I may not particularly like it, maybe, or I might like it, but I need to subject myself to criticism so I can say that's a bad build, but I can see what I was trying to do, and I can see where I went wrong, and I can see what I want to do next time, because then maybe I'll make something that I'll deem as better. I used to build like this, what you're seeing on the screen, and sure, it looks like early game Minecraft. It's like, while I look at that now and go, I know what I would definitely change with that build, it's the building block of where I am now. I started there. Later you'll see where I am now. But I'm not the greatest builder out there. And some people might not say that I'm even a good builder, but I'm expressing myself creatively and I'm building, which is more than a lot of people can say. Everything I build changes and improves over time. I can't just sit somewhere and build something. I don't think that if you build and build and build for hours on end, you'll become a good builder per se. I think that to be a builder, you can adapt other people's techniques and ideas into making your own unique thing. There's a reason that there's so many unique builds. Like, if you look at Hermitcraft, look at Grian's mansion, or look at Corrales' city. Those things never would have existed if they didn't have the help of their friends, or if they didn't have inspiration to take from somewhere. Corrales credits so many people when he makes his vehicles especially, but like when he makes so many things, he's like, I got this from this place, and he's going to use it in his bigger build. So he's learning from those people and he's creating new things out of it and new things with it. So he's becoming a better builder, because a lot of people will look at Corrales' city. I'll put a screenshot up here if you haven't seen it, but people will look at that his city and go, wow, that's amazing. But it wouldn't have been there, or it wouldn't have been there in so much detail if he hadn't had any external input. Like, my builds have a lot more depth and detail now than they did before, but it doesn't just come up like this one day. Corrales didn't build his city in 10 minutes. It's taken him like a year to get this far, and I'm sure he'll expand. But do you see my point? It's not something that happens overnight. He's been building for years, and now he's coming up with this. And that's not to say that his previous builds are all terrible. It just means that he's built and learnt from it. Grian said at the start of Season 7... Sorry, this is very Hermitcraft focused, but Grian said at the start of Season 7 that he wanted to work on building with diagonals. And setting a goal like that for yourself is really good, because it means that you'll grow in your building abilities and you're pushing yourself to build. You're saying, I'm going to do this by building. And that gives you the incentive that you need to build. So unless you're going to sit around and just wing one build and go and call it a day and go, yep, I'm a good builder now. You need to actually go out there and build and plan and practice. And lots of builds that you see, like finished builds on like XLife or Hermitcraft or like Reddit, Minecraft builds subreddit, they went through many iterations before you see the finished build. I make so many mistakes when I'm building, and I go and view my build and decide whether I like something or not. Like, I can give you tips, but unless you actually start building and build something that you can criticize and say, that's bad, I don't like this. But you can understand that your builds do not define your worth, and your builds are not a reflection of how good a builder you are. They're a reflection of how much are you willing to learn, how much are you willing to push yourself to get better and to express yourself more. Like, there's not really one single tip that I can give you that will make you a good builder overnight. To be a good builder, you have to build and learn from your builds. I can give you some tips, though. I'm gonna give you some tips. Free candy, you like it? I don't know. But this is what I do. This is probably what a lot of people will say. It's probably what Green said in his previous videos about this. But build with depth. It just makes it much more interesting. Build with texture, so everything's not like a flat surface, and you have more places to look. Make things look plausible unless you're going for like ridiculously unplausible. Like, make something possible. If something needs to be supported in real life, it probably should be supported in Minecraft. Just because there's no gravity doesn't mean that there shouldn't be in your builds. Your builds are like a depiction of how you want it to be seen. So if you don't have if you have just like a building jutting out from a cliff, how is that being supported? Because otherwise your brain really won't like it. Detail. On a lot of shows, like specifically there's a Lego show. I don't know if you're in America, I have no idea what you're gonna see, but like a good piece of art captures your attention and then holds it there with details. You want to keep looking, not to the point where your eyes are overwhelmed, but to the point where every time you look at it, you can see something new. It's like when you listen to a really good song, every time you listen to it, you'll hear something new. Make buildings come to life. Add some action in there. Make it look like someone's living there if it's a house. Make it look like there's some activity and it's not dormant, unless it is. Unless it's been sitting there for hundreds of years. But even so, make it look like it's been sitting there for hundreds of years and it isn't just something that could have been made yesterday. Add some smoke coming from a chimney. Add some vines. Add some cobwebs. Is there people doing something? Even if it's like not actual like action, like there's not actual people there, but like the implied action of something, like this could be used for action. Just some details that make it look used. And a tip from Ash the Phoenix, because why not? She's my friend. She was in the a couple videos ago, the survival one. If you're building in survival, make sure you have most of your resources before you build. There's nothing worse than starting a build going, I want to do this, 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 and this, but you don't have the resources to do it. It is so annoying, and it's so unmotivating. Like, you wanted to do something, but now you can't because you have to go get resources. Just make sure you have plenty of resources before you begin. If you want to do it in 2 iterations, that's fine. But don't let yourself become demotivated by your lack of resources. Hopefully this helped. I hope it did. Make sure to go out and build something, because otherwise you'll never become a good builder. See ya!